Since 2015, journalists in Yemen have been harassed, persecuted, and psychologically and physically oppressed. The war significantly impacted the Yemenis' political, financial, and social life. On World Press Freedom Day, TIES holds a symposium to shed light on the violations suffered by journalists across Yemen. This report has more details.
A symposium entitled The Price of the Truth was organized by the Yemeni Journalist Syndicate in TAIZ in collaboration with the Media Department of the Faculty of Arts, TAIZ University. It was held to commemorate the World Press Freedom Day, which is observed on the 3rd of May of every year. This day is an opportunity to focus on the state of independent journalism and principles of press freedom in Yemen and around the world.
Today is a call to action for policymakers to look into the precarious economic predicament journalists find themselves in and meet their needs. It is also an appeal to the United Nations to focus on support Yemeni journalists who've been wrongfully detained and targeted. It is critical that these journalists receive compensation for this suffering.
Since 2015, journalists in Yemen have been harassed, persecuted, and psychologically and physically oppressed. The war significantly impacted the Yemeni's political, financial, and social life. Out of 45 journalists killed in Yemen, 11 journalists were killed in TAIZ, with almost 1,500 violations recorded against media professionals and journalists. In TAIZ, around 165 media outlets were shuttered, while 3 media institutions were totally or partially demolished.
الأضرار التي لحقت بالمؤسسات الإعلامية في محافظة تعز وهي أهم 3 مؤسسات.
The battle had an effect on a number of Yemeni organizations, including Al Jumhuriya, Sabat News Agency, and TAIZ Broadcasting. The infrastructure has sustained $414 million in total damages. Statistics indicate that 11 journalists and reporters have died in TAIZ, which is a significant number.
Female journalists in Yemen experience additional harassment, which impedes their work and prevents them from performing their duties normally, and often prompts them to abandon the field altogether.
Female journalistic work in a war-torn environment such as Yemen is subject to prevalent patriarchal bias and discrimination. Women have a hard time working in the field due to societal constraints.
Journalism remains a profession fraught with dangers, driving many Yemeni journalists to move abroad to work more freely or to somewhat safer Yemeni governorates that could offer security and stability for them and their families.